Welcome back to Spa Business Mastery. I'm Kirsten Foss, and today we have our Director of Marketing, Delia Taylor, to talk about spa marketing. In particular, what we've been actually talking about for the past few months is about hosting a spa event, whether it's in person or whether it's online. So welcome back, Delia. Glad to have you here again, talking about launches.
Hey, we love launches.
Yeah. So today's topic is hosting a fall event, 3 critical steps to start right now. Now, if you have not listened to our other podcasts about spa event launching, I want you to pause this right now and go back and listen to the few before, because it's going to give you much more context in terms of what you need to do in terms of goal setting and action and timeline. But the reason why we're talking about this today is because of that timeline. And we want to make sure that there are a few things that you need to get started on, like ASAP, if you're hosting an event this fall. So Delia, let's dive in. So now for some spa owners, many spa owners have hosted events before. Most of them have done in-spa events where they've had clients come to them. And most of the time they're a little bit more like a client appreciation type of event where they're mostly existing clients, maybe a few new ones if somebody's bringing a friend, but primarily that's normally how it goes. And we, Delia, you and I spent a little bit of time making some notes about, what often happens before an event and or at an event. And we want to make sure that you mitigate these things. So I'll let you kind of run down the line of what often happens. And then we're going to dig into the 3 things that are time sensitive right now for you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit last time as well too. Not having that timeline to be able to prep. And so a lot of times what happens is you try and host your event too quickly. And so your show up rate wasn't as great as you had hoped for. Perhaps you felt that your sales were okay, but that you probably could have sold more. Oftentimes what happens is, maybe it didn't run as well as you had hoped and you kind of turned off now of hosting more events. And so even though you made some sales, you know that there's a better way. And the other piece to that I find a lot of spa owners run into is that, and especially, I've experienced this on both ends as a spa owner and as an employee, is that the team wasn't organized or as involved as you would like them to be. And again, that really goes back to having a proper timeline to be able to prep and plan and strategize and include all your team members in there so that when you do actually have your event, everything is organized and your team is involved.
Yeah. And so that we're having that time to plan your event, can cross out all of those pain points that you just talked about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The other piece to it could be that, you weren't prepared enough, like with enough product, or maybe you didn't have enough time for the vendor to be able to get the product to, restock or to prep for you. And so you've kind of thrown it at them for the last minute. Maybe we've had some where because of past events, they only wanted to order a certain amount of product. And luckily we were there to be able to guide them a little bit more and say, no, you need more product. And luckily they were able to order more product and get it in time because she sold through what she had initially, wanted to order. So, having that time to prepare. And again, when if you've listened to the other podcasts as well, knowing, those first 5 weeks of preparing your launch is a lot of the prepping and planning. And so you can start hashing out some of those pieces to it so that you do have enough. Because again, if you don't have enough, you're not going to make enough sales either, right? So if you have too much, then you're going to waste money on
then you've got buckets of money sitting on your shelf that you're like, okay, now how do we sell this? We were really hoping to out of it at our event.
Yeah, exactly. So the other things that have come up or is that, you've spent time and energy on the wrong things during the planning stages of your event on top of running your business. And so you're too exhausted and overwhelmed. And so those strategy pieces that come in, it kind of goes into your messaging. We talked about sales pages last time, how you've set that up, how you're tapping into, those clients' pain points and whatnot. So maybe you're putting a lot of energy into focusing on things that, if you focused on something else, then it wouldn't feel as exhausting or
So
overwhelming.
yeah, so it's kind of like, for example, you may be focusing on, the food and bevies at the event, when what actually will generate you more show ups and people buying is the time that you spent on writing your copy for emails and your copy
Yes.
for your social, and you creating social media posts and creating a sales page. So,
And
we really want to, we really need to be very, very focused on the right things, because Lord knows, as spa owners, you guys are already like kind of chief cook and bottle washers a lot of the time, and we need to get out of that habit of doing all of the things and not really prioritizing anything.
Exactly.
So let's dive into it, because this is going to be just a short little nugget in terms of a podcast, because we want to keep it simple for you, because we know that you've got some stuff to do. All right.
Yes.
So as we're in August, what do spa owners need to focus on right now? What do they need to be doing right now if they know that they're going to be hosting an event, say November?
Yes.
Let's do 3 things.
Yeah, typical time of year, definitely, your November pre-Christmas type event is the big one that's coming up next. So in order to get prepped, here's what you need to right now is don't jump ahead. It all starts with your strategy. So, very easy, open up a Google Doc and just start putting down all of your ideas, and they don't have to be perfect details or anything. You're just kind of, brain dumping your ideas onto a piece of paper so that you can start getting your strategy a little bit more laid out and structured, and deciding what it is that you need to do for your event. Once you have your strategy.
Well, I'm gonna pause you right there. So if you don't know what you need to be doing for strategy means basically having a goal, and then the strategy is how are we going to get to that goal. So in our last month's podcast, you actually listed out quite a decent list of what a spa owner event or spa event goals can be. So if you haven't listened to that yet, pause this, go back and listen to that, so that when you open your Google Doc, you're not just dumping, willy-nilly thoughts. You can dump out your thoughts for your event, but then start answering those questions.
Yeah.
What is the actual goal? The who, what, where, when, why type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And, like some of that strategy could even be, are you selling, did you get a new piece of machinery and you're selling equipment, or you're selling packages for it? Do you have a new product and you want to get more awareness on that? Is it just a client appreciation? So, there's different things that you have to consider. And then, like Kirsten just said, the who, what, when, where, and why. And you also have to, and that helps you figure out what your sales page copy is going to look like as well too. And we talked about it last time as well, where that's likely going to be a bigger piece for most spa owners to be able to come up and write a sales copy. So that's why it's really important to figure out what your strategy is, so that you can start working through that sales page copy, so that you are attracting your clients and you're solving their problems, and it helps them to decide whether they want to come to your event or not, and why they should show up for your event. So, there's some sales page copy and design done. Once that's done, that's going to give you some indication of the who, what, when, where, why. And that's the point where now you're going to start writing your email copy sequences. So a typical 8-week launch generally includes about 7 to 10 emails, and that's leading up to your pre-sales event. And then you've got some follow-up emails post-event. And so again, if with our last podcast, we talked about what types of emails you're going to have in those post-events versus what would be your pre-sales event. And so generally that takes about 2 to 3 weeks to complete all of your final drafts. And then get ready to start designing your sales page and getting your email sequences all loaded up into your marketing platform. So those are the top three things that if you're going to be planning an event in November, now is the time to get started. And those would be your key pieces that you would need to start doing right now so that you can keep on track and have a very successful event. And if you do all of this and you start mapping it all out for yourself, then you're going to start to, you'll see a big difference from how you used to do it to implementing some of these tools and ideas that we've given you. And you'll notice a big difference in just even your response rate as well too from your clients and the interest that you'll generate from it.
So just a quick review, the 3 steps we want you to take right now is open a Google Doc. That's step 1. Or a Word doc, whatever. But like, don't open the email platform and start writing your the first draft of your email in the email platform. Just do yourself a favor and write everything out in one Google document. Once you've gone through your first draft, second draft, then all you have to do is copy and paste it into email or into a sales page. So that first step is opening the Google Doc.
We call it a SFD.
The shitty first draft we got that from Brene Brown. It's always an SFD. Don't feel bad about it. Don't expect yourself to write the perfect copy right out of the gate. It never ever happens. Okay, just a little bit of expectation management. Okay, number 2 is on that document, map out your strategy. That's the who, what, where, when, why. And that who, what, where, when, why is going to go on the sales page copy. It's going to be used in email copy. And then the third step is actually creating the sales page and your emails. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, get started. Now, if you have an event coming up in the fall and you are interested in like, what is this event launching situation? If you don't want to do that work yourself, we are launch manager certified and we will do the whole thing for you. Delia will be your launch manager. She will organize the crap out of you and really set up the opportunity for your event to sell much more and to get more eyeballs onto your business. So if you're interested in that and you want more information, please reach out to me, Kirsten at kirstenfoss.com, or you can reach out on any of our social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a message. Awesome. Thanks everyone for
fun as well too. We make it fun for you.
Yeah. And when you have a launch manager working for you, you get to show up for the fun parts, like the ideas and, what you want to say and who you want to serve and what you're going to be doing. And we do all the hard parts. We write the copy, we zhuzh it all up for you. So that really all you're doing is you're looking at the second drafts, giving approval, giving us any little changes that you want, and you're on your way. All you need to do is show up for your event. Okay, that's it for us for another Spa Business Mastery podcast, and we will see you next week.
Bye.